True strength isn't about physical power. It's something deeper, something unseen. It reveals itself in hardship, in the moments that test us, in the quiet decisions that shape our character. True strength is resilience, emotional control, and responsibility. It's the foundation of inner peace. And today we'll uncover 7 signs of this invisible strength drawn from the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Emotional control. True strength begins with mastering your emotions. Picture this: you're in a heated argument, and the urge to lash out is overwhelming. But instead of reacting impulsively, you pause, you breathe, you choose your response with intention. That's strength. The Stoics taught that emotions should serve reason, not the other way around. Epictetus said, "It's not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them." When we control our reactions, we regain our power. It's not about suppressing emotions. It's about guiding them with wisdom. Consider how often emotions dictate actions. How many times have regret followed a moment of unchecked anger? A word spoken too soon, a decision made in haste. True mastery lies in the ability to step outside of immediate emotions and analyze them. By observing our emotional patterns, we create a buffer between impulse and action. With time, this buffer becomes a fortress, protecting us from reckless words, from avoidable conflicts, from regret. The strongest people are not those who never feel anger or frustration, but those who harness it for clarity and purpose. Perspective shaping. Setbacks are inevitable, but their weight depends on how we perceive them. Imagine 2 people facing the same failure. One sees it as proof of their inadequacy, the other sees it as a lesson, a stepping stone toward growth. Who is stronger? Strength lies in the ability to shift perspective. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every obstacle is an opportunity if we choose to see it that way. A failed job interview, a rejected proposal, a missed opportunity, these can either be the things that break you or the things that shape you. The Stoics believe that nothing inherently holds power over us. It is our interpretation that gives something its weight. We can't change what happens, but we can change how we respond. Reframing hardship as a challenge rather than a defeat allows us to move forward, wiser and stronger than before. It is not the storm that defines us, but how we sail through it. Taking responsibility. Blaming others is easy. Owning your actions takes courage. True strength comes from acknowledging mistakes, learning from them, and moving forward. Admitting when you're wrong isn't weakness, it's integrity. The Stoics believed in absolute accountability. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Often, the fear of responsibility is worse than the act itself. Start small. Apologize when necessary. Take ownership of your choices. In doing so, you reclaim control over your life. It is tempting to find fault in external circumstances. The traffic that made you late, the colleague who disrupted your work, the childhood that shaped your tendencies. Yet the moment you place blame elsewhere, you give away your power. True strength is looking in the mirror and asking, "What could I have done differently?" It is in this honesty, however uncomfortable, that real growth occurs. Responsibility is not a burden. It is the key to freedom. Facing fear head on. Fear paralyzes, but strength acts despite fear. The Stoics practice premeditatio malorum, imagining worst-case scenarios, not to dwell on negativity, but to prepare themselves. When you acknowledge fear, you strip it of its power. Break challenges into manageable steps. Breathe deeply, move forward. The strongest among us are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear dictate their actions. The human mind is wired for survival, and often it confuses discomfort with danger. We avoid difficult conversations, hesitate to take risks, and retreat from the unknown. But what if, instead of shrinking from fear, we leaned into it? What if we met fear with curiosity rather than avoidance? Every great achievement, every meaningful experience required someone to move forward despite trembling hands and uncertain hearts. To be strong is not to feel no fear, but to act anyway. Embracing solitude isn't loneliness. It's an opportunity, a space for reflection, for understanding oneself without external noise. In solitude, we confront our thoughts, our weaknesses, our truths. Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." And sometimes that means being alone. Strength is found in the ability to stand firm without constant validation, to find fulfillment within rather than seeking it externally. Many fear solitude because it forces them to sit with their own minds. But this discomfort is a gift. It is in these quiet moments that clarity is born, that we realize what truly matters. A person who can be alone, content, and undistracted is a person who cannot be easily shaken by the world. Practicing gratitude. Gratitude isn't just for the good times. It's a practice of recognizing value, even in hardship. When things go wrong, we can despair, or we can ask, what is this teaching me? The Stoics saw adversity as a gift, a tool for growth. Marcus Aurelius advised, think of what you have rather than what you lack. Every challenge refines us. Every difficulty strengthens our resilience. The strongest people don't just endure hardships, they find meaning within them. Gratitude is the ultimate shift in perspective. To see the beauty in struggle, to appreciate the smallest joys in the darkest times. This is where true strength lies. Every breath, every lesson, every challenge is an opportunity. To live in gratitude is to live without fear. Setting boundaries and uplifting. Others' strength isn't isolation. It's knowing when to say no and when to lift others up. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's necessary for self-respect. True strength isn't just about personal growth. It's about empowering those around you. Small acts, listening, encouraging, supporting, create ripples that extend beyond ourselves. Stoicism teaches that strength is communal, not just individual. In lifting others, we elevate ourselves. Boundaries create space for what matters most. They protect energy, preserve peace, and allow us to give freely rather than from exhaustion. And lifting others, that is strength multiplied. To celebrate the success of others without envy, to offer guidance without expectation. This is the legacy of true strength. Strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you cultivate. Emotional control, perspective, responsibility, facing fear, embracing solitude, gratitude, and uplifting others. These are the marks of true inner power. The Stoics knew this, and now so do you. In practicing these principles, you'll not only find strength, you'll become unshakable.